What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. Last video we were working on our cheap race truck build. We got the stock fuel tank out of the truck and we went ahead and mocked up our turbo kit. Now everything's been cut and tack welded into place. Now I still have to go through and weld all that together, but that's not what we're doing today. Today we're actually going to be working with our 17-gallon fuel cell that I got off eBay. And we're going to be removing the spare tire carrier, getting that thing set up into place so we can start taking some measurements. I went out this morning, got a bunch of steel over there. It's on the ground. So we're going to start making up our brackets, get that thing set into place so I can start kind of figuring out what I need to do to run our fuel system. So get you guys set up in the stand. Go ahead and remove that spare tire bracket. Now, I mean, for those of you that don't know, this used to be a long bed, so that is just bolted into place. Should only take me really a couple minutes. But like I said, I'll get you set up in the stand. Go ahead and get that thing unbolted and get it out. I'll grab my transmission jack over there. We'll get that fuel cell set up on top of it, get it into place, and well, see what we can come up with to get it mounted in the truck. Alright, old spare tire carrier's out. You saw we got the fuel cell kind of jacked up into place. Now I've taken a couple minutes and actually took some measurements. And so, here's what I've got. Now on each side of the frame rails, I got a piece of 1.5 inch plate, about 20 inches long, and the bolt 1 inch here. Now this is using the factory bumper bracket bolt, so that gave me a good place to start. And then the tab was 20 inches long and then 1 inch in for another bolt, so I had to re-drill this hole in the frame. And that was done on both sides. There's the other one. There's Ben. Say hi, Ben. Hi. So I got both those plates cut and mounted to the frame. Our fuel cell is going to fit nice and snug up inside. In between the frame rails, as you can see, a little bright there, but it'll fit nice and snug up inside. I have it spaced off up in here. I don't know if I can't get up there and see, but I've got a little plate in there to help me space it off of the bottom of the bed. That way, after I get the brackets all made, there's a little bit of an air gap there, and I can insulate it with some like that foam strip or a little rubber pad to help absorb some of the vibrations. And so we got those pieces made and bolted to the frame. Now I've also come up with another idea. Delilah's been helping me out. She's been helping me cut and kind of set things up into place. So I'm going to give you actually to Delilah. She's going to record for me for a minute. So here you go, kiddo. All right. Now I've got a piece of inch and a quarter angle. It's about 3/16 thick. Should be plenty strong enough to hold this tank. I also plan on putting like a rubber strip along the bottom here to help insulate the fuel cell. But my plan is, if you want to get up underneath here, is I'm going to cut two of these, and they're at 35 1/8 long. And each one's going to go front and back on the fuel cell, just like that. And then I have these two guys here that are going to be standoffs that'll come right up just on the outside and be welded along each edge. Ugh. So, give you a little demonstration of what it is. So, fuel cell is going to sit in this corner, and what this is going to do is going to sit right off the corner here. If you want to come over here, or I'll flip it just like that. So we'll have it just up far enough to where each one of these gaps is going to get welded all the way around. So from here to here, all the way up this backside, and still leaving plenty of room to get to the bolts. So once this is all sat up there and I got the fuel cell secured, I'll go ahead and probably measure up some tabs to come off the corner of right here. Can you come over here and see? So I'll do probably some aluminum angle right here. That way it gets bolted to the channel once I get it up into place. That way the tank can't move inside there, and it's got a nice sturdy frame sitting on it. So what I'm going to do right now is I want to go ahead and get these two pieces tack welded into place on that. Get it tack welded up on the back side of the, or the front side of the fuel cell. So I'll be back here in a second, kind of show you guys what we got, how it looks, how it fits, and then I'll go from there. If I like it, then we'll go ahead and duplicate the same on the back side as well. And so yeah, let me get these tack welded up into place. I'll be right back. All right, we got the front piece tack welded into place. I know I was gonna, well, this guy right here, the one towards the back of the truck, they're actually two different sizes. So it's a good thing I only cut one bar at first just to kind of test fit, because the one towards the bumper is the 35 1/8, and the one up closer towards the rear end or towards the front of the truck is 37 1/8. So we got the one piece up there. We did some quick measuring, and I don't think I mentioned it, but yeah, one's 35 1/8, the other's 37 1/8. But anyways, we have got the one piece towards the bumper tack welded into place, and that's what it looks like sitting right up against our fuel cell. So you can see here, I've got the one edge down. That way, all of this, instead of just being butt welded, I can fill all that in with a weld and fit a little bit up in here as well. And it has a good strong weld all the way around. So it'll be like that on all four corners. So I like this setup. I'm gonna go ahead and get the front piece tack welded into place. Kind of center up the fuel cell there, see how everything looks. The really cool thing about making this bracket is if I need to lower it, tilt it to maximize fuel usage. So that was one thing I did think about. The other thing too, being down now, the fill on this fuel cell, I don't know if I remember, but I probably did show you before putting it up here. It's on the top. So when I get everything situated and exactly where I want it, I'll measure the top of the bed and I'll cut out a little square and make like a hinge or something there where it flips up. Then I can open up the fuel cell, fill it from there. And I can lower it to double check and get to our fittings on top. One of them I'm going to use as a return. The other one I'm going to use for a vent. I'm going to cap one of them off because what I actually plan on doing, after this thing is all set up and exactly where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and trim a section off the bottom of the tank, drop it about 1 inch, then weld in a -10 bung. That way I can get everything out of the tank. The one that is the pickup in this comes from the top and it goes down. It's a -8, and it's about, from what it looks like, it's about maybe a little under 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch off the bottom of the tank. So it'd probably be all right, but I want to make sure I get everything out, especially if we're going down the strip. All that fuel is going towards the fitting. So but anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this front bar here tack welded into place. I'm gonna get this jack out of the way, kind of make sure I like it, and then we'll move on to making the plate, so or figure out where to mount my fuel pump. So I'll be right back. All right, we got everything measured up and we went ahead and mounted our fuel pump. And here's what we got. Fits up there pretty good, nice and level. I think it'll be, Like I said, that's just kind of mocked up. I'm not 100% dead set on that location. And that is because, I'll show you guys what I did. You also see me measure out and tack weld in some support straps for the bottom of our fuel cell. Now what I want to do is, you can see that silver line I got marked out. My plan, and I kind of came up with it as I was mounting the fuel pump, right? This is a 17-gallon fuel cell. Now, with these support straps here, what I want to do is cut along that line. Cut the whole bottom of this fuel cell out. Drop this back here about 2 inches. Drop this about 2.5. Give it a slight slope for all the fuel to come this way. Build it in. That way it has a deeper sump in between those support straps, which is definitely going to increase my fuel capacity in this tank. Maybe a gallon, if not more. And that may make all the difference in the world with what I want to do with this truck. So I just marked it out. I'm gonna sleep on it. I've learned since I've started doing all this stuff, if I come up with an idea, if I just sleep on it for a day or think about it for a day, I'll come up with another scenario or something that I may have to do along the lines or along the way. So that has worked out really well for me so far, at least with this pickup. On other things, it's a whole other story, but at least they've taught me to be a little bit more patient with this stuff. So, like I said, I'm going to sleep on it, but more than likely, I'm going to cut the center of this fuel cell out, drop it about 2.5 inches, and then I can break the mount on our fuel pump, bring it down another 2 inches as well, put it more in line with the pickup of our tank. And I think that'll help out a lot as well. So that's where we're at with the truck. I believe part 4, I think we're doing really well with this thing so far. We've got the engine mocked up in place. It's sitting up in there. We got a couple bolts into the transmission. Everything seems to line up pretty good. We've got a turbo kit mocked up in place as well. And now we have our fuel tank kind of mocked up. Everything still needs to be finished welded, of course, but I'm just kind of mulling over things in my head, making sure I like exactly what it is I've done before I go ahead and finish it out. So now we need to work on a fuel system. I need to work on some of the wiring. I need to get this truck kind of pushed out so I can get the dash out of it, get all the stuff I don't need out from behind it, try to get rid of the rat's nest that was in this truck when I bought it. But that's where we're at. So I am going to end this video right here. Hope this gives you guys some good ideas, or at least an idea of what you can do with your truck, or how to look, or the fuel cell and all that stuff. So like I say, I'm just trying to have fun with this. I want to build a truck that's simple. Everything's quick and easy to get to. You can repair it on the side of the road if you have to, all that stuff. So, but anyways, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Let me know what you guys think about my idea with the fuel sump, lowering it on the tank. Chances are that's what I am going to do, but give me your opinion. I'd like to hear it. So, but anyways, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one.